So, do you know this band? Yes.
Uh-huh. Yes, I've heard of them.
Yes, I do.
Yes, yes, I do.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
do,
know. Yeah.
teacher. So
They were like a
what do you know about
progressive
them?
rock band, a
Mm-hmm.
progressive rock band in the 70s or something like that.
Progressive rock band in the
Not
70s.
progressive, prog rock, as they used to call it,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
songs would just they would just go on and on and on, like some of their tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah,
seen
it's
some
kind
of
of
that.
psychedelic. They were in the psychedelic era.
The psychedelic
That's they
progressive
started
rock
out in the
scene.
psychedelic
Yeah.
era, right? But when I think progressive rock, I think later. But I guess it started back then. Um, yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway,
Okay. So what do you got lined up?
so this is Roundabout, which I just recently found out was associated with the meme, the to be continued memes. I didn't know. I knew. I mean, I knew it from the to be continued memes, but I didn't know it was Yes that did the original song.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't go that deep.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those memes, the to be continued.
Yeah, the to be continued
Yeah, the
memes.
to
Yes.
be continued memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
this one,
roundabout.
Roundabout. Yeah. So this is a little long, but I want to go through the whole thing because, you know, it's a reaction
Break
video.
it down. Let's
Yeah,
break it
break
down.
it down. Okay. Here we go. Gotta stop it right there.
Oh, that's the bit to be continued,
Yeah,
right?
that's where they normally stop. Beyond this, I don't know the song. Do you?
Yeah, I know this one.
Oh, you do.
It was featured on a animated a Japanese animation called
Mm-hmm.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventures,
Oh,
which
really?
each season ended with a kind of like rocky old classic rock song, which was unusual instead of J-pop or whatever they usually have. Uh,
Uh-huh. So you
and
mean it was
that's
featured in one episode?
in one season. At the end
One
of each
season.
episode,
Uh-huh.
the closing music,
Oh, okay. I
the
see.
title, the end credit music, where it would say literally "to be continued"
Mm-hmm.
in that format,
Oh,
which was
before the
lifted
meme.
directly for the meme.
Oh, okay.
So gave rise to the meme, if you will.
I see. I see. Okay. But do you know the rest of the song as far as the how it goes?
I'm on a roundabout. Yeah,
That's do they
because
sing? Or is it just an
oh,
instrumental?
they're singing,
Okay.
there's lyrics involved and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I've heard the whole song before, so let's continue this.
Yes.
I'll be around to the words that make you out and out. I spend the day your way. Calling, morning, driving to the south in and out the valley. The music dance and sing. Make the children meet again. I spend the day your way. Calling, morning, driving through the south, in and out the valley. In and around the lake. Islands come out of the sky. They stand there. While all over we be there, we see you. Texas songs we be there, loving too.
Yo, what year is this?
What year is it?
This concert.
Oh. I'm gonna say 80 something.
80s. Even though they were like a 60s band or 70s.
Yeah.
This is
What
like an
year
80s
is it?
comeback tour or something, man. They're all looking kind of 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go as far, even 90s maybe. But
90s. Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, they're looking pretty old.
they're original because they're their stage presentation in the old days was kind of like wizard capes, cloaks, that sort of thing. The guy on the keyboard, all wizardy.
was it?
I think that's Yes. Yes, used to be all kind of psychedelic.
Yeah.
But now this looks 80s as hell, man. Like the whole
Yeah. They're
shoulder pads, them blazers with shoulder pads and everything.
yeah, they're looking older and
Weathered, yeah.
and the clothing style is
But they still got it musically. I mean that
yeah,
guitar.
sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's shall we
On
continue
with the
on?
show.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say musically about this? Are you a fan? Are you
Interesting arrangements. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's borderline classical. Some of those scales they're playing on the
well, they're
keyboards. and the
definitely
guitar
like
riffs.
highly talented musicians. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
I used to
classically
listen.
trained.
Right. I used to listen to some Yes. I remember I had an album, but I never got super into them like other bands that I've gotten into.
Right.
So I'm not that familiar with everything they did.
Yeah, I don't know much.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know
All
much
right.
about Yes.
Let's continue.
I will remember you. The silhouettes, the charts of a distant atmosphere. Call it one truck through the south, in and out the valley. Yeah, hidden along the lake. Mama's come out in the sky, the standard.
It's a big keyboard setup he's got.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 different
Yeah, it's like surrounded by keyboards.
surrounded by keyboards. Yeah. Synthesizers.
Yeah, synthesizer. Same thing, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah, he plays them like behind the back.
Yeah.
Cross up down here. How many members in this band? Yeah, I can see 2 guitarists.
I see quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's a percussionist, a tambourine guy, a drummer, keyboard, cowbell player.
Cowbell guy.
Cowbell
I don't see
guy.
any cowbell guy.
I think he's got the tambourine.
guy kind of reminds me of Jack Black on the right.
The guitarist?
Yeah. Just the way he was bobbing his head.
Kind of. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other famous Kiss songs. I can't for the life of me think of any. This is not the only one I know.
I'll be the roundabout, and words make you out and out. Spend the day
Oh yeah, owner of a lonely heart.
Oh, did they do that song too?
Yeah, that's right. I remember the 80s thing. Yeah.
Grand finale.
Pretty orchestral.
The big jump.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the band.
8 guys in the band. Well, we can ask ChatGPT about this. How many people are in?
Well, there's been different iterations of the band over the years.
Oops. See if it'll even. Can you clarify what you mean by how many people in Yes?
It doesn't know the band. Like, did you say
The
yes, the band?
Dum dum.
Well, the band Yes?
The band Yes has had many members over the years, with a frequently changing lineup. However, the core members at different times have included John Anderson on vocals.
Okay, you don't
I
have to
know
read
a
all
guy
of that.
named
That's
John
gonna,
Anderson.
This list is going to take.
Yeah. Chris
gonna take
Squire,
ages.
Steve Howe, Rick Wakeman, Alan White, Bill Bruford, Tony Kaye, Trevor Rabin, Jeff Downs, Billy Sherwood, and many more. There
Yeah.
have been over 20 members in total across various lineups. There you go.
20, right. So,
Yeah.
not all at once,
Not all at
but
once.
eight.
No, that would
Probably
be
around 8 at a time.
Wouldn't that be like an orchestra
Right.
if it was all 20?
It would be.
Yeah, something like that.
Uh,
Anyway, what do you think of the song? Like, personally, I don't.
Good. I dig that. That's one of the Yes tunes I like. I mean, that whole owner of a lonely heart. That
Yeah.
was the one mainstream kind of schmaltzy 80s.
Actually, I think I like that one better. I like this.
This was
it
more
fits the
rock.
like the meme is perfect for the meme, but as a song, like, and I'm a big Deadhead. I like the Grateful Dead, and I like long, jams and stuff like that. But this was too. It's just not my vibe, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of ad-libbing going on there with the keyboards
Oh, I'm
and the,
sure. I'm
you know,
sure.
it's just,
Yeah.
but,
No. Yeah. But you.
yeah, I don't know. This is one of the Yes songs that I do like. Is it because of the meme? Like, I was into the meme first, then
Yes, maybe.
the song.
No.
No, I
No.
don't know.
Not because of the
I
meme.
mean,
Yeah.
progressive rock and psychedelic rock like this is basically the reason punk happened. People just had to get away, make a clean break from that long, drawn out.
But I would say that's more from the poppy stuff, like the glam rock and this is more to me. Well, no, you might be right. This is probably part of that
Because it's
too.
almost showing off like how good they get with their
Well, it is. I mean, it's like
arrangements and scales and everything. It's like, look what I can do. Look what my
yeah, but
fingers
then
are doing to this
you look at what happened with
guitar.
you look at what happened with punk, and it goes through the same. People get better at playing instruments, and they just naturally want to show off.
Yeah, but they oh yeah, well
Like
once they get good, then they just become
it's like,
mainstream. And
hey, what are we up here for? To show off what you can do to us, the audience. Oh, that's right. Okay, so let's do that.
whereas originally it wasn't. It was just let's play like
Well, no, originally rock and roll
simple,
was just
break it down
yeah,
like the Ramones, just
right.
three chord punchy choruses.
Well, no, you're
Not like
talking
all the
about punk,
books.
but I'm talking about like rock and roll further back was also just about, right? Like the phrase "it's good enough for rock and roll" was before punk, right? Good enough for rock and roll means it's just, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
perfect. You know what I mean? So that was always
right.
there before punk, I
Well, I don't know
guess.
because Chuck Berry was pretty good. I
Well,
mean,
no,
like,
he was really good, but there was rock and roll before Chuck Berry. He didn't invent it, he just made it famous.
didn't he? Oh, that's arguable. Who invented rock and
No,
roll?
he
Who was?
he he progressed it with that certain sound, that he did, but it was well on its
Yeah,
way to being rock and roll. I
because
think
before that was all
with a
kind of
bunch of other artists.
it was there was a lot of that barbershop quartet stuff, and I mean it was popular music, and of course you had jazz and all that. But
Hmm.
what would you reckon is like the original rock and roll
What's the original rock
sound?
and
What
roll
was
sound?
the the, the Godfather, the
I don't know.
granddaddy of
I'm
rock
just
and
saying.
roll,
I'm not saying that
the king? Which
he might have been. He might have been like the point at which it all came together and like, oh yeah, now this is rock and roll. But it was all.
this is it.
I mean, because it came from
Was up. It
blues
was it was inevitable. Yeah,
even a little bit of country and other things, right? So like, who
gospel
was the first? Uh,
rock and
or
roll.
wait, what was the first rock band?
Buddy Holly.
No, not Buddy Holly.
It was the Big Bopper. It wasn't Buddy Holly, man.
Let's see. Let's see what they say here. There isn't a single answer, but Bill Haley and his
Isn't a single
Comets
definitive answer.
are often credited as one of the first rock and roll bands, especially with their 1954 hit "Around Rock Around the Clock." Yeah, I remember that one. Other
Okay,
early
yeah.
contenders: Ike Turner, Kings of Rhythm, Chuck Berry's band, which helped define rock guitar, Little Richard's
Little
band,
Richard, absolutely. Yeah.
Elvis Presley's backing band.
Backing band.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they don't say Elvis. It's like his backing band.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because they're the
Yeah.
ones who did the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, this is progressive
So
rock. It's okay. I'm just
is
not
yes
super
okay,
into
awesome.
like I
Is
used to listen to some Yes before. When
uh-huh.
I had one or two of their albums when I was in my 20s, and I really liked their music from that era, but this is later and it's just not my vibe. I might be able to get into it at some point in the future. I'm not sure, but now, sorry, it's a no for me.
I don't know. That song's grown on me because I've heard it
Oh,
so many
okay.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's like
that's
it's one of
totally.
those like, oh, this is that bit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's weird how, and I totally get they're totally, talented musicians and everything, but just not my vibe, right?
Yeah, but a lot of Kiss stuff. I mean, I was
Hmm.
watching some. They had like some old concert
Right.
on one of the music channels the other day. I was watching TV.
Hmm.
Boring as hell. You know, I just couldn't get into it at all. I was like, oh. I don't know if they even played Roundabout. It was just these long, drawn out, like
Hmm.
progressive space rock on like operas. It just went on and on and on. Yeah, I don't know how interesting it was.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
that's that. Should we say goodbye, or is that something we need to do? What
is
do you
that
think?
even? Yeah, I think just cut.